Yo, 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 good people. It's your homie HerbMan. Busting you back upside the head with another hot banger. Boogie, please go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. And if you're new to the program, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all of the platforms at Love HerbMan, all right? We're coming live from South Africa, live on YouTube, live on TikTok. Please go set your phone down. It's time to learn how to heal thyself. And you cannot heal yourself unless you know thyself. So here on the HerbMan Show, we teach you guys about the human frame and the human design so that you can be well on your way to happiness, wholeness, and wellness. All right. So this is a free information station, you guys. You don't have to pay for anything that you hear here today. The only thing that you got to do is simply pay attention. And how we do that on the HerbMan Show is by double tapping that screen and getting us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. All right. And trust me, it's going to be worth it. We're teaching you guys about how to heal yourself. Now, it's going to come a time where everybody, even including myself, will get sick, will come down with illnesses, will go through things in life. But the bottom line is, what you got to understand is that all of those moments give you an opportunity to transform your situation. Okay. Every single time that you're down and out and you're suffering ain't nothing but an opportunity for you to transform that situation into what you are desiring. Okay. And sometimes you can't necessarily transform something without fire. Fire transforms. Okay. Trials will transform, because what it's trying to get you to do is grow another understanding, grow in knowledge about a particular thing. Like you being sick, that lets you know that you can't go willy-nilly on your body. Like you being broke, that lets you know you can't go willy-nilly on your money. Like you being single, that lets you know you can't go willy-nilly on your spouse. You see, so you got to be able to understand that it's going to get to a moment to where when you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, there is a different gear that you can click into. There's a different energy that you can click into. And so we're going to show you guys today, once we get to these 1,000 likes, all about what I'm talking about. See, you don't understand how trapped you are, but then you got to understand how to get out of the maze. Have anybody ever showed you the exit out of the matrix? Have anybody ever showed you the exit out of the maze? Well, when you get to 1,000 likes today, we're going to show you how to view the matrix, how to understand the matrix, and then how to exit the matrix. Okay. The same way you came in is the same way you got to go out, but we're going to show you what this is all about. All right. So you guys keep tapping out, keep talking. You guys keep tapping out, keep talking. Again, there is no panacea product, but there is a panacea programming that the body can get into to reinactivate, rejuvenate, to be able to institute, to do all these things that you're desiring to do. Your body can do it. You can go from knowing nothing to knowing something. You can go from nothing to something. Everybody has the aptitude, but a lot of times what happens is we run out of energy. Okay. And a lot of times people say energy is oxygen. They may say, oh, you know, well, the seed of disease is hypoxia. You know, you're not getting enough oxygen. Or they may say you're not getting enough glucose. Or they may say you're not getting enough this or not enough that. We are air beings. So yes, oxygen is definitely going to be one of those factors. But again, there's so many dynamics into what creates the energy. Okay. So many dynamics into what create energy. And then when you give the body these substances, what is the first thing the body does? Well, up to 60% of that is going to be used in heat energy, while the other one is used to work for you. So you got a lot of stuff just trying to keep your heat energy. This is the reason why, because in keeping the temperature, you're able to keep the alchemical structure of repaired cells. Look, 6 cells can come in at 97.5, 96.5, 100 degrees. You start getting mutations and you start getting all kind of incubations of other things. But if you can, body knows if I can keep you at 98.5, I can keep it at 98.8, 97.5, at least we can continue to keep growing healthy cells. So it's a particular environment that your body, look at what I'm teaching you now. There's a particular, your environment is so important that 60% of whatever you eat, drink, whatever you put in your body, go towards keeping the heat on. 60% of your money go toward the heat, while 40%, up to 40%, it could be, but while up to 40% of it go toward the work. That's how important environment is. Because if I don't keep the environment healthy, then the workers ain't even going to be able to work. Like you, pollution in your waters, in your air, in your food. See, that's a whole nother topic. But what we're trying to introduce to you guys, we're trying to introduce to you these nature-based interventions that can help you clear your lungs from the polluted air, will help you clear your mind from the polluted environment, help you clear your body from the polluted toxins. There is a particular way you got to live, but remember, you have to clean up the environment. Remember, I said that in my last video. A lot of people gave me flack for that, but you got to understand that you have to have a good environment for this highest consciousness. Okay? You got to have a good environment for this high consciousness. Now, there are several types of brain waves. Right? So you got alpha, you got theta, you got beta, you got gamma, you got all these other ones, what, epsilon, right? You got all these things that you probably never even heard of before, right? But the main 5 is always going to be, I think, alpha, theta, beta, gamma, maybe epsilon, if y'all know about that. But all of those things, right? They create brain states. So as you're coming up and as you're an adult and as you're living, you're going in and out of these brain waves. From sleep to waking up to going through trauma to doing your work to being at work to being in your car to doing all this stuff. You're going in and out of these brain waves, in and out of these states of consciousness. So you got subconsciousness, you got consciousness, you got super consciousness, you got all of these levels of consciousness. So when I'm dreaming, I'm in a still consciousness because your brain, like the sun, the brain never goes off. Okay, the sun never dies, your brain never goes off. Okay, so even when you sleep, the brain got to stay on because somebody got to stay on to make sure that the lungs are working, make sure that the everything's still working. Now, it's a lot of folk off of work when you sleep, but it's still some folk at work. So it got to be a supervisor. And the brain never shuts off. And so you're always going into these different levels. And what we're trying to say is that's what we're using. We're using the understanding that there's different levels of consciousness. So that means that if a person focuses, if a person concentrates, if a person dreams, if a person learns, if a person is just in a daydream, whatever you want to call it, these are different levels. And you can get there without being forced to because you're already getting there involuntarily. Now we're trying to get you there voluntarily without hypnotizing you. You don't have to be hypnotized to do this. Everybody say, yo, they always try to attach that what you saying to hypnosis. You don't have to be in hypnosis. All you got to do is go back to the traumatic event, experience that the way you need to, or you need to be able to surrender and let go. This don't mean die. What this does mean is that you're allowing nature to run its course. You allowing nature to run its course, meaning that when I come into nature-based interventions, I'm allowing the sun to do its thing. I'm allowing natural spring water, well water to do its thing. I'm going outside getting fresh air. I'm allowing the right foods and fruits and vegetables to do their thing. I got with a good herbalist and I'm allowing those herbs to be able to do their thing. And I'm not allowing my life to interrupt this thing, I'm allowing this thing to interrupt my life because I'm more important. Now, see, some of y'all, when you get sick, you still trying to be busy. You got arthritis, still trying to go to work. Obviously, you're going to run the, there's nothing that can stop that. You got kidney problems, but you still drinking and eating bad. Okay, so you're going to get on dialysis. And when you get on dialysis, if you still got those habits, no, the herbs can't get you off because it's you that's the problem, not the kidneys. So there's no herb for you guys, but there are herbs for conditions and systems. But a lot of times it is you that is the problem. And so the best thing to do for the problem, if it's you, is to go toward the brain and to understand how you're thinking of these things getting you in trouble is the same capacity we use to get you out of trouble, and how you did this steps to get you into sickness is the same reversal process that we'll use to get you out of sickness. And so you got to get your brain right, and so we get you into this functionality that you will allow yourself to release from the lower self-initiatives. The lower self-initiative. Now look at this right here, you guys. This is live on YouTube and TikTok, you guys. If they don't stop the video, you can go to YouTube and get this. All right, so we all start from here. Okay, we all start from here, you guys. All right. Now, a lot of people don't know these numbers right here. A lot of people don't know these numbers. You never go past 9. Okay, there is no way any number system goes past 9. So we all got 10 digits, right? From 0 to 9 is 10 digits. 0 holds space, it holds value. Okay, but nothing goes over 9, and it's multiples of 12. That's really all the biggest numbers are. And you can keep multiplying of 12, 144,000 times 140. Whatever you want to keep doing it, all those going to equal is 369. If you say 12 times 1, 12 times 2, 12 times 3, and then you break them down, that's 369. If you say 12 times 4, 12 times 5, 12 times 6, and if you break it down, it's 369. Okay? So nothing ever goes above 9. All right. So when we're doing this life path numbers and all this type of stuff, now you know how to do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. That's the numbering pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 9. The 7th chakra is not the crown chakra. The 7th chakra is the third eye. The 9th chakra is the crown chakra. Okay. Now, when you're doing life path numbers, then the next number is going to be 11. 11 is broken down into 2. Okay. Then the next number is going to be 22. 22 is broken down into 4. The next master number is 33. 33 is broken down into 6. So you will realize that all of the master numbers, for the most part, are at the heart chakra. Okay, so 4. All right. So now when you look at this again, so 3 is also 8. 4 is 6. And that's it. 1, 2, 3, 8, 4, 6, 5, 7, 9 is how you understand this. So what level we come from is the mind, right? Your brain waves. You and your mama were thinking of making love before you even came into existence. So that came as a thought. The baby was the love between you and your mama. That was their baby. It created a child. So then you came from a thought. You see how free you are on the outside of this spiral? On the outside of this spiral, that's where you started from. Freedom. You started from a free understanding. You weren't cooped up. When you start going down into these levels, you'll have a bottom and a top. Now watch this now. So when you come when you come from the brain, when you come from the mind into reality, now you got to learn that you got to go back up. So we can't change your physical location a lot of times, literally, as far as medications and herbs and stuff. You see the machines, they're not working for your cancer, right? You've been to the herbalist, you went to South America, you've been to Mexico, you've been to the cancer treatments of America. I done heard it all before. You've been all over these places. Ain't nothing working for you, right? So the bottom line is then, look, we can't, so this is what y'all got to understand. Some of this shit you can't do with these people's intelligence. They got to have some spirit. And that's why I keep telling you about the experience, right? The experience is the combination of spirit and science. And what we've been able to do with the owner's manual is show you how that looks like. This ain't astrology, this cosmology. That means that it's everything. It's everything. You ain't even got to ask me what it is. Everything, religious theology, everything that you ever wanted to invent is up under this umbrella, right? So we're combining everything to get you this understanding. So now, if you start here, a lot of you guys in your root chakra and you can't come out of the maze. See, you got a bottom and you got a top. There, every number got a bottom and a top. It ain't till you get free until you get to the 9. And that's why 9 is the ultimate number, because 9 is just basically the result of all of these changes. From 0 to 9, 0 changed into 1. 1 became greater and into 2, 2 became greater in 3, 3 became greater in 4. So you start seeing how something can multiply. Something can go from nothing to something. So the 0 to 9 is a linear statement of how something can go to nothing, but I'm showing you in a spiral, because life is in a spiral, not linear. So you can't handle everything linearly. The machines at the medical facilities are linear. The doctor's diagnosis for you is linear. Theology and religion for your problems is linear, but you're not linear, my brothers and sisters. You are spiral. Okay, and so your way out is not in a straight line. Your way out is in a pattern. We already know from 0 to 9 is letting me know that there's a constant changing of patterns. There's a constant change of things. Something can go from 0 one day, and then the next day it can go into 1. And something can go from 9 one day, and then the next day go to 0. So you must understand the valuability of being in this existence. Everything ain't gonna always go right for you when you're looking at the chances and choices and how nature's natural selection truly is. Then you got to embody the good times and you got to embody the bad. But you must understand that it's the same way that when you was in the good time that it changed the bad, it's the same way when you're in the bad time it'll change the good. Okay, so we're just trying to get you to connect back when things were good. Connect back to when things felt good, even in your darkest hour. I promise you, if you can start to, again, if your body is in a negative energy, do not allow your mind to get there. It is in this particular difference. It is in this polarity that we're going to work out all of your problems. And that's what you get with the owner's manual. Okay. If anybody's interested in the owner's manual, please DM us and we'll get you the information that you need. So now, you got some folks down here in this lower area right here, right? So let me do this. Let me do this right here, right? So you got folks right here in the lower area, right? So you see that this is the middle, okay? This is the middle right here. So 1, 2, 3, and 8. And then you got 4 and 6. And then you got 5, 7, and 9. So these are basically 3 levels. When you at the bottom, love is always the agenda. Let me repeat this. When you're in your lower self, love is the ceiling, it seems. All you want to do is love somebody, be loved, and be a part of love, and this, that, and the third. And this is the basic agenda and purpose of the lower conscious human being. Uh-oh. I ain't mean it today, y'all. I didn't mean it today, y'all. Keep tapping, you guys. I'll keep talking. Hey, I already done said enough, so you guys already should be up to about 50K. We're trying to get to 100 stacks today, so don't play with me. I already done said enough right there, okay? When you're in your lower self, you look up at love as the ceiling. But love is not a ceiling. Love is a transition. Love is a transitionary state of consciousness, because this is truly not a ceiling, because once you get here it turns into a floor. So a lot of times when you spend your whole life just trying to get to some love, not even understand that there's another level to life. So you're supposed to be getting to love not as the end or the ceiling. You're supposed to be getting to love as the transition. So look at what happens. Once I get into the love, okay, then the next thing I'm going to do is speak into love. 5, the throat chakra. The next thing I'm going to do is see in love. 7, the third eye. So now I speak love, I see love, and then last but not least is how your consciousness is. I think love, right? So now everything that I'm doing, I'm using love. First, I gotta get love. Then I gotta use love, you guys. Your life ain't over when you get love. You gotta learn how to use it. Life wants you to extend itself long enough to start using this stuff. Don't die with it. Huh? You get it now? So when you spending all your time just to try to get something, you forget the other part of how much time you need to use it. Come on, somebody. Okay? So now you understand that when you get trapped, you can get trapped in that one. Look at that one right there. A lot of folks are just spiraling into the root chakra. Remember, life ain't linear. It's spiral. So some of us are just spiraling, just hovering over survival and basic instinct in life. We're just rooted right there. And that's going to come out some issues because you ain't moving when your job is to move back up. Some of us are just spiraling over and hovering over chakra number 2. Well, this is your reproductive life. All you think about is sex. All your life is about is sex. All your life is about is sexual pleasure. All your life is about is reproduction, having babies. It's just surrounded around sex. That's hovering over chakra 2. You ain't going nowhere. You just stuck over the thinking that that's the meaning of life. You understand what I'm saying? When you get stuck in the root, you just get stuck in the rut of trying to make $1. There's a lot of us that are living in that and have died in that matrix. You ain't in the big one. You just spiraling over one, and you end up entering into that and dying into that. Okay. Then you got number 2. Everybody want to fuck and everybody want to be somebody's mama, baby, dad, and this, and the third. So your whole life is surrounded around sex and reproduction, right? So now you get all to sexuality, all deep, and next thing you know, you turn and you change into things because you just want to do nothing. So I ain't no did it. But at the end of the day, you come in with that because somebody did something to you, and you go out over that. And you never go up the ladder, okay? And then you can hover over 3 and 8, okay? Hovering over 3 and 8 is hovering over what I like to call the solar plexus, right? So this is your self-control, your desire, your will, okay? And you so stuck on your self-control, and you so out of control, so addictive, so this and that. So you just hover over that, and you come in now, and you die now. So you have to understand that it is moving up. And when we move up, then if the objective is to move up, then the objective is to go back to that free state where there is nothing above. I'm back free. I can design the pattern how I want to again. See, when you stuck back down in here, then the pattern is still going by itself. Who driving the car? You on pilot over here. On autopilot. If you down in here, who's making the spiral for your life? So you got to get back out here with the most high state in order to be in true director of the spiral, in order to be in true direction of where you're going. A lot of us are caught from 9 down instead of 9 up. Okay. And that's what we're trying to get people to learn about, how to be able to activate these things. Well, when is times that I'm ever in cloud 9? Okay. That's what they call it, cloud 9, right? Cloud number 9. When am I ever in cloud 9? Well, there have been a lot of times you've been in cloud 9 without drugs, without alcohol. There's a lot of times that you can be in cloud 9 without those things. Like a lot of times when we procreate, or when we get a baby, or when we see our baby for the first time, or when we get a new this or new that, or when we make a new achievement or do something satisfactory for ourselves or for the family. There's a lot of times you can feel euphoria without ever having to have any substances, because you're enjoying the substances of growth and you're growing the substance of community in life. See, when you get patted on the back from your uncle, when you got patted on your back from your daddy, when you got attaboy from your cousin them, when you got the attaboys from your daddy them, see, that was some of this thing that you started getting that high. See, when mama was at the game screaming your name, when when she was shouting at the top of her lungs, and when she had made all the little t-shirt talking about I'm Tay mama, you know what I'm talking about? See, that is that start to stop along the way of a child's development. They start to stop along the way. So a parent might say, well, hell, because he stopped doing this, but again, because that stuff start to stop, then ain't nobody else gonna do it but mom and dad and them now. So because you ain't gonna really get no cheerleader out here with folk that don't know your child. So then, therefore, now you start seeing those small voices. Now you don't hear the cheers. Now you don't hear the jeers. Now you don't hear the screams and the attaboys and the praises no more. And so then, guess what? Now you ain't got no reason to be on a natural high. So then you start getting unnaturally high. So all we got to do is present the value of who you are back to you again, so that you can put as much commitment and as much effort into getting well with yourself and changing the paradigm of your life. You just need all of the information. And don't nobody know you better than nature. Nobody knows you better than God. So with your owner's manual, we're able to do that for you guys. If you guys are interested, please DM us and we'll get you that information. So the biggest thing is to understand where you are at in the paradigm. With the owner's manual, we're able to show you what levels are going to be egregious to you a little more than some, okay? And this is what we call the tendencies, all right? So let's say I had a person that was a model number, we'll put up here that person was a model number 5, right? This person was a model number 5. So we go here and we say, okay, based on your birthday, then we're knowing that there's a strong tendency of delusion, right? Strong tendency of delusion and loneliness from an emotional standpoint. But then from a physical standpoint, the 7th chakra is going to represent your pituitary gland. Now, the pituitary gland is in control of a lot of growth and development things, right? So now we could be looking at all kinds of stuff up under that particular paradigm, whether it be short hair, no hair, whether it be too short, too tall, whether it be big feet, small feet, whether it be the ability to have tumors and a lot of hair on your body, all kinds of stuff can come out of this. Also, we have to look at perspective, right? Because the third eye is talking about perspective. Well, did you not know that the pituitary gland can also be, if you got some function in it, it can mess with your eyesight? A lot of folks don't know that, but the pituitary gland could be a problem with your eyesight. Okay, so then you must understand those things. So we're able to understand that. So then coming out of the birthday, we can also get some more levels, but at least we understand, okay, you got to be careful here if you are dealing with the 5, because you can spiral and hover over this and cause this to be a problem. Okay, if you're not careful, you can hover over these emotions of delusion and loneliness just because you simply got the tendency. Your doctor can't tell you that. Your pastor can't tell you that you got the tendency for that, but this can. And so what I'm saying is you'll find in life sometimes that certain things happen and you start hovering over delusion and loneliness too long, and that starts to cause growth issues in the body, including infertility, because pituitary gland is in direct cohesion with your reproductive system as well. So all of these factors can happen, and we can find out what those is without pricking you, without poking you, without prodding you. We can do all this stuff without being all in your business, right? All we want is your birthday. We don't need no hair sample. We don't need your blood type. No blood sample. We don't need no urine sample, no stool sample. We don't want that little bump on. I don't want none of that. All I need is your birthday. Okay, so that's what we're doing. So that's what's happening with us along the way. And when we don't understand these tendencies, they become the Achilles heel to our growth. And then we get stuck along the line, and we get stuck along the yellow brick road. We get stuck along life's path. And because you don't understand the lesson that you're in, so when you give us a birthday, we'll be able to tell you exactly what your coordinates are. When you turn on your GPS system, it gives you 2 particular things of information: where you currently are are and where you're going, okay? Because you put the information in. So with this GPS system, by giving us your birthday, we can tell you where you currently are and where you're headed. And so that at the end of the day, you'll understand the agenda is to get into this upper echelon of consciousness. So therefore, we can start to pull into a different understanding. See, because when you can get out of the veil, you can bring back information from that side. When you can dream again, then you can bring back information. When you can daydream again, you can bring back information and inspiration and creativity. When you can imagine again, then you can bring back inspiration and creativity in a newfound way. And so when we're going into a new dawn and you're talking about mankind, modern evolution, you got to be able to teach people how to keep tapping into this, because right now I'm getting the same songs and different artists. I'm getting the same movies and different directors. I'm getting the same thing every day. And you can't do that because I am evolving and I must be in an ever evolving environment and I must get conducive. I'd rather be in earth ever changing thing than to be in like your world, routine and robotic way. I'd rather live in chances and choices and unseen and foreseen situations. That's more exciting of a roller coaster ride than to be on your capitalism doing the same goddamn life every day until I die like my damn mama them and granddaddy them, because that ain't the way I wanted to be. I'm not a robot. I will not come in and do exactly what they did the same way they did. I am an evolving modern species. And if you can't heal me, I heal my goddamn self. And if you can't lift me up in church, I lift up my goddamn self. And if you can't give me my finances that I want, I get it my goddamn self. But I won't be dependent on you. I'll just get the skills that it takes to be all I need to be and then teach other folks how to do the same. That's the way you should be. So we're so codependent because we're taking some time out on skills that we should have for ourselves. You don't need a doctor because you should be your own doctor. You don't need these. See, out of your ignorance, you created industry. But ignorance is a twofold word. It ain't just about things you don't know. The root word of ignorance is ignore. It's about things that you're simply ignoring. There's some stuff you know you're supposed to be doing. I done heard folk all my life say, shit, I could get out there and watch it. I just don't feel like it. I could get out there and cut the grass. I just don't feel like it. That's dependency. You got that bill. You got the money to pay it, but you're dependent on capitalism for the money. You'll never be free. You'll never be free. You'll always be spiraling because you think it's okay to make money and pay bills. So you think that the more money I make, I'm okay because then I can pay more bills. That ain't life, cousin. Attempt to be free and write your own direction of the spiral. Attempt to be free, my young brothers and sisters, my older brothers and sisters. Bridging the gap between you two is that you need to be re-inspired in life. Medications is not the way. It ain't never been the way, and it never will be the way. It is because of the laziness of you learning thyself. You don't learn about a damn car. You don't learn about a man. You don't learn about a this and a that, everything, but you don't know your damn self. How can you be professional in anything else other than self? How dare you be able to tell me that you deserve my money because you're a professional at something outside of yourself? The only money that I require to transact from me to you is your experience in you, your skill set in you. If I ask you something about you that I don't know, you can charge me for that if I'm trying to know you. But you shouldn't charge me for you trying to be McDonald's and you ain't McDonald's. For you trying to be Burger King and you ain't Burger King. For you trying to be this and that, working at other folks' creations because of your inability to create your own paradigm. And so you will know where you at by where you're at in life. You'll know where you at by where you at in life. And I get all of this stuff, all the years of these videos and all the years of these TikToks, all the years that y'all been seeing me, I still ain't shit. But I've been saying the same thing over and over and over and over, and it won't stop. You can heal yourself if only you knew how your body works. Only you knew how life works. You know how easy it is to do what you want to do? Do you really know how easy it is to do what you want to do? Then look at what you've already done. It's just that simple. So don't let a diagnosis scare you, because that's a spell. And what happens is the image of your mind, so imagery coming to your eyes, and the first place it goes to is your language. So you attach language to the image. So the man showed you this, that, and the third, and look up here on the x-ray. You see that little white thing right there? That's the tumor. It's about 5 centimeters. And so what you hear is the worst thing that you could ever hear, which then starts to create the worst chemical reactions in the body that you could ever do, that is not going to be conducive of you healing. So we can't let the mind get into the same place of our physical conditions. If you are poor right now, put some ones in the chat. If you call yourself poor, that means that if you living under the media, if you under middle class or lower, which means that basically if you make about $50,000 or less, we will say that you are impoverished. Okay, poor. Okay, $50,000 or less is poor. $50,000 to $100,000 is the middle class. The $100,000 to $1 million is the high class and on up. Okay, then you got the high class. That's the $1 million on up every year, right? So at the end of the day, this classism, okay, has us trying to figure out where we at, right? So we say, okay, we ones, right? So we under 50K, okay? So under 50K, you automatically are going to come in here with some issues, because automatically you missed the mark. 50K and under, right? They don't attach money to every natural thing on the planet. And you don't make enough. They don't attach money to everything that they have engineered and programmed you for, and you don't make enough. So you automatically are going to have a lower self experience in here if you don't come out of the paradigm. If you don't break out of the matrix, you're going to be just a swirling down in here, and you're going to live and die as the labor force, as the working class. And that's not the way that your actual life was designed. Whether you in Africa, South America, wherever you are at the sound of my voice, if your life is not surrounded about how much fucking money you make, it's surrounded about how can you get to a free state of consciousness being in this paradigm. But the thing is that God did not create capitalism as a directive for your life. Man did. So the bottom line is you can change it because you changed the shit to it. So you can change the shit from it. But if you keep thinking that God is supposed to remove the way the system is created, you a lie. Man created the system. God created universal system and laws that ain't written down. It's just you gonna see it out here. A bird gonna eat a worm. A goddamn a bigger bird gonna eat that bird, and then a snake gonna eat that bird, and then something gonna eat that snake, and then something gonna eat what ate the snake, and it's just gonna be like that, right? And so the same thing happened in people. You got people as snakes, people as tigers, people as bears, people as prey, people as predators. Same thing. So you're constantly in this stress situation. It should be acute, but never chronic, creating chemical reactions that is beating down the body, shortening the lifespan. So you're in a chronic state because of the capitalism and the roboticism and the program. You were programmed that money is everything and you ain't got none. Do you know how much fucking pressure that is on your life? You was programmed and educated and went to school, and the parents and every fucking thing. You was programmed that money is the god of this world, and you don't have it. Do you know how much stress that you put a life under up under those false pretenses? 50 to 100,000. You came into the world program, but some kind of way was able to get to another level in the program, but still nonetheless you're in the program. Okay, So you just had a few abilities that allowed you to be a little bit more better job. Better job, still same thing, but at a different level. The $50,000 to $100,000 is the workforce, the labor force, while the $50,000 to $100,000 is the supervisory force over the 50 to the 100,000. So everybody's still at work, just like the CO is still in jail with the prison. Okay, so everybody's still at work down in here. Then you only got the people who are free, or the people who are making $1 million or more a year. But who are they making the $1 million off of? The workers who think that they have bought into the programming. While the $1 million people say, okay, so here is the percentage. If I can come in at a 9 at a most high conscious state, and I can get there while others aren't, and they're blind, while 99.9% of the other people are blind. If I could see first, then I can create something up here that I can get 99.9% of the other folks to work for me, and I never have to work a day in my life, and I'm free. Because I was able to tap into the Illuminati. I was able to tap into being illuminated. I was able to tap into the secrets. You say, well, they tapped into money. No, these folks been tapped into this consciousness. They've been doing shit by the sun and the moon. Do you not know that when you trade on the market, that is about the sun and the moon? That's about high tide, low tide. That's about a new moon, full moon. It ain't about what Trump say, because Trump said on those times. It ain't about what Trump do, because Trump do it on those times. It's intentional. And Happy New Year's for all those up under the Southern Hemisphere. I forgot to tell y'all that. Happy New Year's for all of the people under the Southern Hemisphere. Happy New Year's for all of you that are under the Southern Hemisphere. Happy New Year's, all right? Happy New Year's to all you guys, all right? So that's what I'm trying to say, getting back to consciousness, back to nature. Get off the calendar, get off the clock, get off the nipple, get off the bottle. Get off that shit. And get into some of this real stuff. In the most simplistic form that I can give you guys, you can heal yourself, you guys. All you got to do is get into the right mindset and get ready, get set, get go, okay? So we don't have a panacea product, but we do have a panacea program. The owner's manual can help you with those things. A lot of people say, well, it's confusing and this, that, and the third. Yeah, because you are confused, right? When you're seeing yourself in the mirror, sometimes you've been able to understand exactly what folks see. If you are always looking out, you'll never ever be able to understand how it feels to look inward. Your eyes is not just simply made to look outwardly. A lot of times we need to start looking inwardly. Okay? And we don't take time out to do that. And so that's why these timeless moments and all of these videos I keep putting out, I'm trying to get you to see how to put your mind there. And so this right here, you guys, I'm about to keep doing it. You guys keep tapping. I'll keep talking. Let's go ahead and get the 50K really quick while I show this. Okay? All right. So these are the brain waves. All right. The brain waves. All right. So you see, you got theta, delta, alpha, beta, gamma. Okay. You even got epsilon over there. Y'all don't know nothing about, but that's where your mysteries are coming from. And then you got the lambda. Okay. And if you can hear some of these words, ain't these some of your sororities? Huh? Ain't these some of your college sororities? Theta, alpha, beta, gamma, lambda, delta. Ain't these some of your sororities? So why is it that sororities of college are named after brainwaves? Why is it that college sororities are named after brainwaves? Anybody knew that? I know you didn't, okay? So the one that we're trying to get you to innate is the theta, okay? But again, these are different levels of consciousness as you grow up. You are infant, you're coming through alpha and theta, and then you're getting into your delta and then your gamma and all these different things in different levels of life. So then you're understanding that I'm already going through these processes. The man is just trying to say do it intentionally instead of because you don't know better. You don't know your body, so you can't tap into it. But if I tell you about your body, and then now you'll start being a little bit more conscious of what the power your ass got. That's all I'm trying to do. That's it. Just like any preacher, you got to show you, look, what is education? Anybody know the definition of education? Really quick, you guys. Anybody know the definition of education? Please keep tapping. I'll keep talking. Moderator, if you see anybody that wants to come up, tell them to put me in the chat, and then we'll bring them on up. If you want to come up, put me in the chat. We'll bring you up, but please have a health condition, spiritual health condition, mental health condition, emotional health condition, physical health condition. You can come up and holler at your homie HerbMan. It don't matter what you got, but it got to be in those 4 categories: a mental health condition, a spiritual health condition, emotional health condition, or a physical health condition. You can come up on the chat, put me in the chat. The moderator will bring you up. But at the end of the day, does anybody know the definition of moderator? Don't bring them up until we get to 50K though. All right, you guys keep tapping. Let's get us up to 50K. Then we'll start bringing your me's up. All right. Anybody know what the definition of education is? Right. So edu means to bring forth. Right. Education means to bring forth. So as a teacher, right, and you can't be no greater than a student, right? So as a master student, my job or the teacher's job is to bring something out of me, not bring it out of the teacher. The teacher already know the answer. So what it is that the teacher's job is to bring and impregnate the student with the idea, impregnate the student with the imagination, impregnate the student with the creative thought, impregnate the student with the idea that the things that we're talking about is possible. So the role of a teacher is not for him to do the shit, it's for it to come out of the student. So when I'm telling you about teaching you about yourself, I'm trying to get it out of you, not out of me. I'm already good and I know what to do in my time of need, but it is you that needs to be able to be impregnated with your own power to heal yourself, with your own power to get to your money, with your own power. You don't got to be down there clocking in. I don't clock in. I ain't clocked in years, but you got to make it your way. I be around a lot of folk talking about what they want to do. I don't do a lot of talking. Y'all seeing me on here because I got the shout. But we don't do a lot of talking, man. I ain't with that talking stuff. You know what I mean? Make it happen. You can do it. And we're going to show you how with your owners, man. Okay? Education means to bring forth, impregnate the student with what you're trying to get out of them. They have the gift. The student has a gift just like the teacher. So the teacher is trying to show the student how to birth their gift. You get it? You got a gift. Your gift may be different from mine, but I don't care what a teacher can teach anybody how to bring forth the gift, any type of gift. You could be a singer sitting right next door to an instrument player, sitting right next door to a basketball player who sit right behind. We all in school, we all came out different anyway, so we know that this is true. So the teacher is supposed to be able to impregnate the student to bring forth their gift. That student's gift. What is in you need to come out. And that's what we're trying to do. But you got to surrender a lot of what you've been pre-programmed with in order for the true gifting in you to come out. You're a mechanic, but that ain't really your fixing cars but you're very detailed. And that detail can go into some other shit other than cars. See, but you think it's mechanic. Come on, somebody. See, you think because you tall that you supposed to play basketball, but man, look here. Tallness can go in other places and do other things. So therefore, you must understand your natural giftings versus what you program to label those things as gifts. Okay? And when we're able to get you to birth what's truly in you, out of you, in your time of need. And so what I'm trying to say, if I can get you to birth healing when you sick, so I got to get you back fertile though. I got to get you back fertile. Now we got to impregnate you. Y'all heard it. I got to get you back fertile. So a lot of you guys are coming into sickness all tight and all religious and all rigid and all stuck in belief, and you're all constricted physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Life has constricted you and there's so many, you so bricked up and blocked up and you so caught up and stuck up that it's very hard to get into you at your time of need. So we have to surrender. We got to let go. We got to flow again, right? We got to let it go. Let go of the stigma. What you thought, what you believe, obviously it don't work for you in your time of need. We can transform. If you can transform at that moment, we can make it happen for you. What you thought and what you believe, it ain't working for you. So change. What you thought, what you believed, it ain't working for you. So change. You don't spend all your life calling on a God and then it ain't coming for you in your time of need. There's something else that you must know about that story that can start to have some true effectiveness for you. I ain't saying not believe. I'm saying it's something else you got to know. Because when you call on God, that's a changing, transformative name. That's so much power, so overwhelming that when you call on what you would consider a God, then it will exasperate any demonic, any unclean, any diseased state of mind or being in you. And so obviously we're doing that, and it's not holding enough power is because we're not doing it right. We're not doing it right. Okay? We're not doing it right. Once we get to 50K, you guys, we will bring you up if you got some me's. All right. So now understanding this whole dynamic with brainwaves, then it's all about getting you to these consciousness. I'm gonna bring it back up real quick, y'all. I'm gonna bring it back up real quick because I know y'all wanted to see that one more time. Bam, get it to one more time. Right. So you got to look at what you're looking at. Let me blow this thing up. Let's get it. Theta, astro travel. This is what the children want to be. Visions, memory, intuition, the dreams. I got to get you back here so that you can believe in something greater than what life has showed you. And we can change your alchemical structure and start to heal thyself within. Soul restoration, okay? Over in the Delta, that's soul restoration. That's deep sleep. That's the healing. You in Delta. We want to get you back into that place without dying. So we're trying to get you to understand these things so that you don't have to experience these consciousness dying in death. Death is another particular state of consciousness, okay? You don't need that one. So what it is that death in life avoids death of life, okay? Death in life avoids death of your life. And what you kill in life is not yourself with spoon and fork and all these things, but you kill these particular dynamics of thought of lack. It is in what you think you're lacking that creates the wantonness and the desire and the need. Once we're able to get you to consciously perceive that you're not lacking in anything, then the roboticism, the routine, the program, the bewitchel, the spell is broken. Okay? You're not lacking anything. You don't need money. You just need community. And take care of the plants and the animals and everything, and take care of yourself. You're not lacking anything, human being. Okay? The more consumptive you are, yes, the more you will. You see epsilon right there, the mystical side. You see it say timeless. I know y'all can't see that, but this is that timeless moment, that timeless state. Okay? That timeless moment, that timeless state. These are consciousness, cosmic consciousness. That's that lambda. Non-dual awareness. That's when you in your oneness. There's no duality no more. That's when polarity has created the charge and created what. That's when the mama and the daddy get together and then do their thing and then have the son or the daughter. And so that son or that daughter is the lambda. It's a non-dual aspect of two dualities. Your mama and your daddy came and made you, and now you are the lambda of your mama and daddy, a non-dual awareness. And so if you can do it in reality, then you can do it in spirituality. I'm just trying to give you spirit and I'm giving you science so that you'll understand that we have to experience this thing a different way. Okay? All right? Keep tapping, you guys, and I'll keep talking. Let's keep it moving. All right. And then you have the enlightenment and the compassionate state. Okay. This is the gamma. Okay. This is that calm state. This is when you're in your calmness. That's when you're good to go. Okay. This is cognition. This is insight. Okay. This is that wisdom state where you're able to and again, we go in and out of these every day, every month, every year, every day of our lives. So we can do this, you guys. Okay. Thinking and alertness is the beta. Okay. Thinking and alertness is the beta. And then last but not least is your alpha, the relaxation, the calm, the focus, the bridge between the two worlds. Okay. So this is your brain waves. It ain't got nothing to do with me. This is what they're saying that you got scientifically. I'm telling you how to do it in your bedroom. You can get into a sleep state without going to sleep. You can be happy without drugs. You can be in love without a person. You can, come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. You can heal without medication. Okay? You can feel togetherness without a spouse. Okay? You can do this. You can do it. You can do it. Thank you for the 50K. You guys keep tapping out, keep talking. If anybody got any questions or anybody wants to come up, you can do that. Oh yeah, man, it's 7 you know they ain't gonna let you say that word right there. They ain't gonna let you say that word, but yes, that's our receptive system, right? That's your own supply. Getting high of your own supply. Okay, without ever having to reach out, you can get this euphoria. And so what we're talking to you about and trying to coach you through when you're getting your owner's manual is this very thing about yourself, that you are greater than what you've been told, that you are better than what you've been told. And what we're really trying to signify in all of this, when you're talking about the owner's manual, is how nature knows you better than you think, how nature knows something about you and you didn't even know it, how God, I call this God, how God knew something about you and now it starts to rekindle that relationship. Dang, my mama them didn't know this about me. My daddy them couldn't solve this, and my mama them cousin couldn't solve it, and my doctors couldn't solve it, and my pastors and my rabbis couldn't solve it, and my priest and my imams couldn't solve it. But how is it that nature knew me like this? Because God got all of us under his wings, her wings, its wings, whatever you want to call it. But what we got to be able to do is at our time of need, feel that love, feel that connection, and feel that sense of belonging, which is being crucified and which is being under attack every day that you're alive. So you have to experience this depth of those things in life to experience, to be without having to experience death of your life. And it's a very difficult thing to do, which is why nobody has ever done it before. But it doesn't mean that it don't exist. It does. It's real. That's why they told us the stories about it. But it's not about the journey through afterlife. It was the journey about everlasting life. People have been attempting to live forever and have been trying to figure out how that is possible. Do you not understand that? I ain't gonna ever be the first person to do this. This is a human thing, you guys. We have always been fascinated with trying to live forever. Okay? So don't get cool with dying in 75 years, y'all. It'll be a travesty. Don't get cool with somebody dying in 30 years and 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, and 80 years, because you're supposed to be greater than those before us. You can't get content with death. Otherwise, all the whole thing will take us out. We will create toxicity and chemicals and stuff if you just satisfied that we're supposed to die. Then shit, it's gonna go back to 10 years to 15 years. You're gonna make a poisonous environment for a short life. So therefore, we have to believe in everlasting and then create the environment, the incubation for everlasting life, for to make life everlasting. It ain't rocket science. I'm trying to teach you how to think. If you get numb, then you're robotic. If you keep watching the same shit and it don't move you no more, you are robotic. If you keep clocking in and you know you don't like that job, you've gotten robotic. If you keep doing this and you know you don't like doing it, don't want to do it, if you're doing anything that you don't want to do in this life, you are a robot. God damn it. Period. If you somewhere you don't want to be right now, you're a robot. Period. Break out of it. Remove the chip. Because you can't make it under their design, but you can make it under your design. All you need to know is how you are designed, and what your owner's manual will show you that design for your life. Only for a funky measly $50, and you take your life back into your own hands. If you're interested, please DM us. We'll get you the information that you need. But that's what this is all about. You cannot keep living life doing what you don't want to do. That is egregious against the human experience. And if God ain't never told you that, then trust me, I'm the spokesperson for that then. God didn't make this plan for you. You made it for yourself. it is what it is in that aspect that you created it, but your creative juices are not at the end. Create something else, human beings, humankind. Create a different design of healthcare. Create a different design of transactionary exchanges. Create a market, right? A marketplace. Create a different design for your design. If we're evolving, if we're getting more conscious, if we're getting to our most high state, if we're saying that we're the age of Aquarian people, if we're saying that we're holy and spiritual, if we're saying that we're gods and children of God, and we're saying we're all this and that, then create an environment that incubates that so children don't keep dying of starvation, killing, violence, rape, molestation, because that environment right there is creating what you got right now. If you're trying to be most high, then you have to create the environment that creates that cell, that creates that self, that creates that particular rebirth that is going to get regenerated so you can produce a fruit from it. Because right now, all of the people coming into the consciousness without a whole bunch of dirt, without a whole bunch of growth, without a whole bunch of push, without a whole bunch of encouragement, you'll find one or two sprout here and there that end up dying. And that's why we keep creating these one messiahs here and there, because they just sprout up with no help. Easy to knock us off one by one. So instead of leading from a flashlight perspective, people were leading from a pyramid perspective. And what was happening is when you lead from a pyramid perspective, you lose all of your flock when you turn around. But when you lead from a flashlight perspective, somebody who is shedding light on the subject matter, leading from the flashlight perspective, you be able to keep an eye on your flock. When you lead from the back, you be able to keep the eye on the flock. See, a real shepherd know about this design of leadership. So what we're trying to do is get everybody up here by pushing everybody from the bottom. So I'm in the bottom with you, because that's where the bottom we at. But we got to go. We got to climb this Jacob's ladder. Because if we don't, man, the world is not going to last as long as you want it to last. The world, the earth will always be here. But our world and the way that we designed this is a temporal form, and it's crashing before our eyes. But we have to have a spiritual awakening. And a spiritual awakening is not what you think it is. It's a brush through. It's a thing like social media. It's a force. It's an algorithm. It's a sound wave. It's a frequency where it's going to be a lot of people that's going to end up waking up and wanting to change the paradigm. And they're going to be in places that, well, they can change it. It's not going to just be at the bottom folks waking up. It's going to be at the top people are waking up. And then when you get a collection of folks who can do something with the will to do it, and folks who got the will to do it and want to do something, then you get change. But right now, we are a part of that growing paradigm. That's me. The frequency run through me daily. Yes, we are part of that. So one of the mantras that I normally do to help me with my brain waves, right? One of the mantras that I normally do that help me with my brain waves is I always get into a consciousness. I go outside, I work out, I walk, and I always say, I'll just tell it to you instead of writing it down, right? So this is how I get into my consciousness, or this is how I try to get in tune with nature. But this is how I inclusify myself with nature, be inclusive with nature, not above it, not below it, but inclusive with it, right? Let me stop this. You guys keep tapping, I'll keep talking. Keep tapping, I'll keep talking. They want me to play a little TikTok game real quick. All right, keep talking, I'll keep tapping, right? So basically, we're talking about the sun, we're talking about the air, we're talking about the water, and we're talking about the earth, right? So I just simply try to get in tune by going out and just being like, hey, look, the light surrounds me. The light shines through me. I am the light. The air surrounds me. The air flows through me. I am the air. The water surrounds me. The water runs through me. I am the water. The earth surrounds me. The earth stabilizes me. I am the earth. And simply right there, what I've done in 3 levels is identify that which is on the outside, identify its functionality, and then identify that I am the same as it which is on the outside. So therefore, we bridge the gap between macro, the understanding of the functionality of it, and the micro. So the light surrounds me is outside. There, what that also let me know is that because I am the light, I am omnipotent. Because I can get on social media, I can use these marketing schemes, I can be everywhere all at one time. Oh, thank you, Father. Yes. Huh? I am the air. See, the air flows through me. But just like the air, I could be on every airway. And I can be in the airwaves to get the unction and the consciousness and the and the rhema word, because I am the air. So I am not only can I download the message, I can also be the messenger. I am the transmitter and I am the receiver. See, it's letting you know how expansive you are in functionality. Then it says that I am the water. The water surrounds me. Expansion. The water runs through me. Functionality. But I am the water. So now I could be everywhere. I could touch everything. Water touches everything. Water is a networker. Water is a connector of people, places, and things. So therefore, I can be connector. I could be a networker of people, places, and things. I could be just as expansive in networking, in community as water is. So you got to think big. You're thinking too small. You're trying to be like Jordan. Air Jordan ain't got nothing on Air Jesus, right? Air Jordan ain't got nothing on the air itself. So what we're trying to get you to do is think bigger. You need to heal yourself. You got to think that you can heal yourself, and you got to know that your body has been doing it and it will do it when you want it to. Think bigger. If your dream ain't big enough for God to be there to help you, it ain't big enough. You can do it, then it don't need God. Make it big enough to where you know damn well if I ain't got God, it won't happen. Like with me, old country jailhouse penitentiary cat on here talking to you about your health. I could probably be the best doctor on the planet, but I refuse to serve you medication. So we're going to infiltrate that particular arena. We know that people like me who have infiltrated it, they don't like us, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to infiltrate the minds of the people. I don't need to mess with the doctors. I ain't got to mess with them. I mess with the patients. I ain't got to interfere with no doctors. I ain't got to call no doctors out, call no doctor's name. I'm going to short stop you at the patient. Anybody that know about selling a little something, know about the short stopping. See, instead of you going down to Craig house, I'm going to meet you at the block. I'm going to short stop Craig. Then for you ain't even got to go down there because convenience is the key, baby. And if I got bigger, better stuff than Craig and I can convenience you, I stole his patient. So we using the same rules to the game to knock down the big boy dope dealer. We short stopping. Short stopping, man. And then hopefully short stopping, we're able to save millions and millions of people, not only financially, but also save your life in the end. If you guys are interested in your owner's manual, please DM us and we'll get you the information that you need. All right. Them day over is a new thing. Yes, yes. Anybody else? Anybody else got any other questions, any concerns? All right. So now understanding that, Now you know how to come into your life. You know how to come into your day. You know how to come into these particular timeless moments. What y'all don't know? You know how to come into these moments and understand exactly what is required of you when you're trying to stop taking these folks' drugs, when you stop trying to take these folks' foods, and when you stop trying to do what the system is doing to you. You got to know what else you need to do. Okay. And it's very draining to try to do this alone and try to do this by yourself. And you don't want to go to church, but your family don't understand. And you don't want to go to work and your family don't understand. And you don't want to do this because you got dreams that are requiring some type of a meeting in the hallway, right? It's requiring some kind of meeting in the upper room. And so because your wife or girlfriend at the moment, she didn't get the upper room, and your mama them didn't get the upper room. And but understand one thing is that you must be convinced. And the more you are convinced, I'm gonna say it like this: you must have confidence in what you're talking about. And the more confident you are, the more people are convinced that that's something that you should be doing. So confidence is in professionalism. So a lot of children want to do stuff, but they're not professional in it. You don't know it well enough yet. You'll see that the kids that make it rich, the little Walt Disney kids, these folks was spelling and reading well when they were little. Your little baby ain't goddamn talking as good as these 3-year-old, 4-year-old children. It's 3 and 4-year-old children that know how to talk better than you and I. Those are the ones that make it to Walt Disney because they know how to speak properly at a young age. So then they're able to act as well because they have personality with it. Okay? While ours is just not learning how to goddamn do the ABCs. So at the end of the day, you got to understand the difference. So the more we start to understand our children coming up and we start to promote more of a professionalism in life, children don't get no break. Children are your help. Stop looking at your child as just a child. It's boring. Okay? You got groceries, you sending your children upstairs. Let them children help you with these goddamn groceries. You send the children get out the yard while you cutting the grass. Let these children help you cut the grass. Let these children help you wash the car. Nah, they gonna crack the car, man. Ain't nobody got time. They gonna get in the house. These are children. If you make them relevant to your family, then they become relevant. If they know that they got a part to play in the family, they become relevant. If you make them feel like if they don't clean their room, then that's a knock on the business of the house. Then you got to understand the value of a clean room to a house and why that job is important. That job ain't just something for your black ass to do, little boy. That job is important because that's a job of the house. And that is a position that you're holding. That cleanliness is everything. That's just like if I had a restaurant and it wasn't clean, then I'm going to get a knock on the service of my restaurant. Well, if somebody come into this house and your room ain't clean, I get a knock on how I run in the service of this house. But the thing about it is when you make them relevant and you understand the value of the positions and the value of the job functions and the chores, then it don't look like you making it do something they ain't got no business doing. They know they got to do it because that's the business of running the family. This is a job that you do as a position that you hold in this family. This is why you eat. This is why you drink. This is why we do everything, because we work together to make it happen. Without you, son, going up and down them steps with that bucket of water, we can't wash clothes. We need you to do that. That's a value you bring to the table. And for that, we're able to have clean clothes. We're able to eat good. We're able to do everything just because you do your job. Family is the business. Family is the business. And then now you got some folks to help you, and then they ain't got all day getting reprogrammed on the video game. Now you got some folks to help you, and they ain't got all day to get programmed on the cell phone. Now you got some folks to help you, and they ain't got all day to be programmed because they're learning how to be men and women by being busy behind the parents, busy in the work of life behind the parents, and they quite naturally will just fall in line. What's going on, Drop Dead Fashion? What's happening with you? All right. So everybody understand that. Any questions thus far, you keep tapping out, keep talking, you guys. All right. So now the owner's manual is going to get your brain right by getting you to fall back in love with life, not the things in life, with life itself. We need to take you down memory lane, and we need to eradicate the trauma. We need to take you down memory lane and eradicate the trauma. Surrender the trauma. Let it go. I'm going to ask you for it. Because ain't nobody giving you nothing. You holding on to it. It was done. Ain't nobody giving you nothing. You holding on to it. And I'm going to ask for you to let it go. Because it's killing you. Literally. And so wherever you are tonight, even if you can't email me, wherever you are this morning, even if you can't contact me, you hear me, let it go. You're holding it. I know dad did it, but you're holding it. I know mom did it, but you're holding it. It's killing you. I know Aunt shouldn't have did it, but it's killing you. Let it go. Surrender it. And you'll see that when you let it go, the disease go. The divorce go. The disagreement within you go. The disalignment within you will start to leave. The delusion will start to recede. When you let it go. Yes, they did it. But you holding it. And it's killing you. Let it go. And try to transform that good into a bad. And we can do it. We see it done every day. We see it done every day, you guys. All right. So y'all remember that. We see it done every day. If you guys don't have anything, I'm about to get up out of here. You guys, if you're interested in the owner's manual, please DM me and we will get to you. I hear people say let it go, but how we think, because you got to go visit it. You see the thing about it is done. Y'all trying to do it yourself. When you talk to somebody else, but I ain't saying go to no therapist. You see, because you can do it to yourself, but it's just sometimes we get so used to lying to ourselves, so you can't help yourself when you so used to lying to yourself. See, you can't help yourself when you so used to being in denial of the lying that you do to yourself. So when you talk to me, that's why I talk like this, and that's why y'all scared to call me. But I'm gonna stay like this because I'm gonna get on your ass about this line. And just because I don't know you behind this screen don't mean that I don't know you. Because when you tell me, as soon as you say hello, I hear you and I see you. And that's what y'all scared of. And it used to be the same way when I was young. You know, the girls used to be scared to go and touch the pastor. Okay. I never knew why. Why the girls always scared to go down to the altar? They scared to get touched by the pastor because they feel like they're going to get the Holy Ghost, because they feel like the pastor going to see through them and say, I know what you did last night. See, that was so, but don't be scared of me, because this is what you need. You need a spiritual ass whooping with what you've been doing to yourself. I be needing one. So I know you need it. And a lot of you guys are convinced that you ain't doing nothing but the right things, all the while you're experiencing wrong things in the body. And that's not true. There's some stuff you need to clean up, and it's internal. Some of you guys are eating great, but you're still having illnesses because you're not thinking that great. Okay? You're not thinking that great. All right? So that's the thing y'all got to understand. I guess y'all think I'm fake on here, so I got to be stopping phone calls in the middle of the live. Please hold our phone calls, you guys. Messing up my live. Telling the truth to everyone, but lying to thyself. Well, I don't even know if you tell the truth to everyone. You know, I'm just talking about when it comes to what you know, some people just don't know what the problem is, right? They'd be like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm still getting this, I'm still getting that, I just don't know. But I can listen to them to tell what it is, right? A lot of it has a lot to do with being too busy. A lot of it has a lot to do with having the wrong agenda, right? You're wanting to be healthy, you're wanting to lose weight, You wanted to do something for the wrong reasons. A lot of you guys are you're not in the right lesson of life mentally, right? You don't know what you need to be doing. Y'all are folks. Some of y'all want money when relationship is your focus. Some of you guys want relationship where you need to be focused on money. Some of you guys ain't got no money or no relationship, and that's what you want, but you need to be focused on yourself. You see what I'm saying? And so it's very difficult to move y'all because you're wanting those things for a reason. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, well, why I can't get what I need right now? If I can change my life and change my paradigm and transform my thing. So you got to get in tune with nature first. That's why I'm telling you to surrender and let go. You think that you got and you know what's up. At the end of your life is death. At the end of the road that you think is fine, I don't give a fuck. You know, this some of the biggest dudes in the world gonna die. They died. Okay, so it don't matter what your dreams are. If death is at the end of it, to me, it was a foolish life. So we're trying to eradicate death, not disease. I'm not on here to deal with disease. I'm on here to deal with your death consciousness. Okay, if we can eradicate that, that's where life comes in there. It's a reason why we're doing the stuff that we're doing is because you think death is the end. So people will shoot you if they think that you'll die. Because they think that that's power over you. And people will manipulate and people will hurt you if they think that you could be hurt. Again, this is the Earth's life pattern. There are lions in the form of people and in the form of places and things. There are situations that can be lions to us, that'll eat us up, that'll overwhelm us. And you got to be able to understand how to fight or flight those situations, how to reconcile those situations, right? And so what do you do when sickness is the lion of your life? What do you do when money is become the lion in your life? What do you do when loneliness has become the lion in your life? How do you respond? How do you live past the moment? What do you come up with to maneuver? The lion can outrun you. The lion can climb up a tree. The lion is stronger than you. The lion is bigger than you. So what do you do when the situation seems bigger and overwhelming to you? How can you live to talk about this story tomorrow? And that's what I'm trying to teach you how to do. And that medication can't save you from the lion. Medication can't save you from the lion. Money can't save you from the lion. Okay? What are you going to do? What are you going to do to survive? That means that instincts has to kick in. And that instinct to survive is what I need from you. And you can do that without medications. Y'all get what I'm trying to tell you now? There is something in you that will come out of you, but we got to get you to want to live. When y'all are getting these diseases, they take the life, the desire to want to live out. That's why you're dying. They take the desire to want to live out. That's why people are having these car accidents. That's why these children are committing homicides and suicide, because the desire to want to live is gone. The desire to want to live on the planet is gone from the human experience. So therefore, you got a lot of crimes and a lot of criminals. You got a lot of violence. And what comes with it is a lot of hurt and a lot of sick folks. So guess what? You got the medical industry being the top industry in the world. Because you are violent, sick people, you must have doctors. And you'll find that where there's a lot of doctors, there's a lot of patients, and there's a lot of death. And there's a lot of disease. And you can put the money on it. You'll find that where there's a lot of doctors, there's going to be a lot of patients. Because there's a lot of sickness and there's a lot of death. And how is that possible? Because I thought that where the lot of doctors is, that they would lower the numbers, but you'll find that where that's at, the numbers are extremely high, you guys. They ain't trying to stop anything. So you have to stop it within yourself, and we can help you do that, okay? Thank you for the 100K, you guys. Do you guys got any other questions, any other concerns? Please let us know. You can come up on the live if you want to. I dedicate these last 26 minutes to you guys if y'all want to talk to me. If not, then I'm going to salute you, man, and say thank you. I come on here every day between the times of 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys can come with your mama and them, come with your grandmama and them. I'm gonna make everybody laugh. I'm an old country son bitch, so I make everybody laugh. You know, I made the white folk laugh, I made the black folk laugh. So you can get some entertainment out of me, but at the end of the day, I want you to be educated on how your body design work and also the human frame. And I talk about that because it's not just about how you work biologically. This is not just about how you work physiological as well, but this is about how you work psychologically and spiritually, right? How we work psychologically and spiritually, mentally and spiritually, just as much as anything else. And we need that combination in order for us to move forward. All right. How about Mexican? I'll come up to learn how to let go. No, you just got to learn how to surrender. What is it that you're trying to let go? You got to know how to surrender. And see, but again, I'm gonna walk you through how to do that. But you guys got to know how to surrender. See, so you want to know the hardest thing that you got to know how to surrender? Y'all want to know the hardest thing you got to know how to surrender? You've been programmed that your want, needs, and desires matter. And it's all that's matter to you. And that's not true. And it's you have to surrender and let go your wants, needs, and desires. And finally be okay with letting nature take its course. And what I'm trying to do is a preventative thing on the planet. And I'm trying to tell you that you guys, you can get into this consciousness without having to die. Okay? They did it before. The Buddha's up under the tree, the 40 days in the wilderness, and all this stuff is all about going there without having to die. So if you put together a program to where you get into this state of consciousness and health within a particular amount of time, and abstinence from the wants, needs, and desires. Ain't the abstinence from sex, it's abstinence from your wants, needs, and desires, which includes sex. You have to surrender and let go your wants, needs, and desires to solve a problem or for anything. I just want them to go to jail. I just want them to go to hell. I just want them to give me my just due. I just want them to let me in. I just want to be able to be healthy to do this tomorrow. I just need to do this 5 years from now. I just want to be able to lose this weight so I can do this. I just want to be able to do this so I can be with my kid. I just want to be able, God damn it, no. Surrender and let go of all your wants, needs, and desires. You just want to be healthy because you want to live forever. You, it's got to be about you, but not what you want to do. Just you. I don't want to be healthy to do nothing. I just want to be healthy because I'm supposed to be. I want to be abundant because I'm supposed to be. Not because of nothing I want to do. I don't got to do nothing with my abundance. And I'm still abundant. You get it? Why I got to say I'm abundant for so I can claim that I'm rich so I can go out and buy shit? No, I can be rich and don't have to do shit with my money. So I can be abundant, but that don't mean I got to do something to prove my abundance other than me knowing that I'm in abundance. I cannot have nobody, but I can belong to the community of humanity and understand that in a such thing to where I do my duty and my due diligence as a community a participant and don't have a lick of family. But I never felt alone because I know my design. I know I belong, so a woman don't do nothing for me to belong. I know I belong, so motherhood or fatherhood don't do nothing to me. You know how many crooks and crunks that I done did trying to chase these titles? They are prisms and prisons of programming, but free. Free is in being confident and having confidence in who you are. I told you that Jesus, the only difference between him and everybody else is he identified with God earlier than everybody else ever known. This baby already said, this baby already said, it's just an identifying. It's, do you know who you are? So if I'm already knowing I belong, already knowing that I got abundance, and I'm already knowing that I got everything I need within me, then that's the moment I can let go and surrender everything else. You don't have to worry about nothing else but yourself in the moment of your sickness, in the moment of your despair, in the moment of your wanting. All you should want is to know you better. All you should need is you, and all you should desire is you in your perfect form. Do you ever want and need you? Do you ever desire you? And if not, let's create that moment before you leave here and show you that you was all you needed in the first place. I love you guys, man, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Please go tell somebody about your homie HerbMan. And until next time, love HerbMan. Peace. Thank you guys, man. If you're interested in the owner's manual, please DM us and we'll get you that information. Peace. Woo say? Yes, sir. Yes, yes.